Scenario number 2, the manager needs to communicate that an employee has performed highly, but they're already at the top of their salary band. Vicky, what do you think?
So this is quite interesting because it kind of depends on the philosophy and the practice that the company set up. If there are strict rules around not going above the band, then that's obviously going to be slightly harder conversation than if those rules don't apply. Usually there's sort of provisions as well. So even if they can't go above the band, then they might get a bonus or something. Obviously that, the salary doesn't increase, which means that, it doesn't impact things like pension or whatever comes off it. But it is so this sort of discussion has got to focus around what the rules are around being at the top of the band, and what that means for them, and trying to be clear enough about the fact that, because they're a high performer, then you want to make sure that they come out the positive thought about their pay, even if it means that they're having a slightly different thing than they maybe thought they were if they weren't going to be at the top of the band. But I do think that if you are at the top of the band and you are a high performer, then that really the conversation should be around them being potentially ready for a promotion or some kind of different project or something that is about that. So actually the conversation can revolve more around how they're developing their career and how they're doing at the company, and so making sure that positive reinforcement is there. And so there's a bit of kind of technical explanation of the sort of financial side of it, but actually this should be really a kind of good conversation, because they are obviously an employee that is performing really well at the company.
Absolutely. And this might be a case where that needs to be documented within there will always be exceptions principle.
Right.
So if it is going to be a bonus, a sort of a backward facing bonus for performance, then that can be highlighted in the exceptions section. But also if there's other levers, for example, an equity top up, or I've seen holiday days being used. I feel a bit weird about that, but a holiday day bonus, that might be something that's used. But it could fall in the exceptions section.
Yeah, it's working out how a total rewards point of view, they're not losing out. Exactly. Because but as you say, it might be an exception because they're a high performer. It might be that someone who's not a high performer doesn't get that, and so as long as you've got your principles around the exceptions, then you can kind of lean on those.